Yeah, this is Damien. I wanted to kind of do a video on some of these hypothetical weapons that I've kind of come up with, just goofing around, trying to figure out what this stuff's for. I've done a few of these, made a few videos with these before, other ones that I've made. I've probably made close to 100 of them, but probably got a little better at it over time. But either way, all these would hurt somebody, definitely. Just a guess. I mean, I'm not saying this is how it was, but you know, when I first started making them, I was just basically poking some rocks and sticks and kind of trying to figure out the function of them. And I started getting some to where I thought they were functional, and I started kind of trying to follow the artwork, you know, kind of the way I thought they might do it. So then I started adding stuff like that, you know, kind of add a little artwork to it. And I kind of did the same thing I think they did with the rocks. I just kind of used what nature gave me and kind of worked off it from there. You know, I kind of visualized this and carve it in there. I think that's kind of what they did with the rocks. Some of it, you know, you can't really tell. Like, I try to make this look like a snake swallowing something, you know, but you know, it's some of these I think will be pretty effective. Add a little character. I threw them horn coils in there, kind of like devil horns. My partner Brandon likes to call me Devil, so it's kind of did that just for his benefit. But you know, just try to throw faces and stuff in there occasionally. This rock's a little different than the rest of them. This is the Eastern Kentucky rock here. The rest of these are from right around here in Central Kentucky. But did a few things with the horn coils. I've made several different things like that. But the reason I think they were doing a lot of this stuff is in some of the wood I have seen, and you know, the way they work the rocks. I mean, they didn't just have a plain old stick on these. I don't think. I could be wrong, but just kind of added some features to them. But anyway, these are a handful of the ones I've made. You might think they're cool, you might think they're stupid, I don't know, but I guarantee they would work for what, you know. I mean, ancient people, you know, their warfare wasn't really kind of like what most people would expect. You know, yeah, these have been ground sharp, but really Stone Age people bludgeoned each other to death. I mean they beat each other, bashed each other's heads in. You see it in the symbolism too in the rocks. You always see those one-eyed guys or disfigured faces and stuff. I think that represents something. Maybe like somebody who survived a battle or something like that. And who knows? You know, maybe somebody. I don't know. But this is some stuff I've come up with. And while I got my wood out, I'm going to kind of throw these out there. So I found this stick and some driftwood. This looks pretty curious, you know. It's different, but I keep finding these hooks all the time. You know, these rocks are shaped like a hook, so I wanted to see if it would function as a spear thrower. And it will. I mean, I'm not saying I can throw it good, but you know, I can throw it good if I had one manufactured. So it will, you know, launch a stick. You got that coming up as a rest, and your hook there. You know, that's one artifact that gets looked over lots. The spear thrower hook. And you can find it in archaeological records and stuff, but you're never going to see people like posting a Facebook group or anything like that. They get laughed out of the place, but it's a real artifact. That's, I mean, I'm not saying that I know that's what this is, but I sure do have a lot of them, you know. But I have actually found spear throwers, and you know, here in Kentucky, in this part of Kentucky, we kind of got some unique things going on. I don't know if you ever heard of Big Bone Lick in northern Kentucky, or Blue Licks. It's about 15 miles down the road, but so we got these mineral licks in Kentucky that preserve things really well. Like paleontology was kind of the birthplace of paleontology is Big Bone Lick State Park in Kentucky. There's just a creek full of megafauna bones. That these salt licks and stuff preserve this stuff really well. So I don't think wood artifacts are as uncommon as people think, especially here in Kentucky. And here's one that I dug out of the ground at work. I dig, put utilities in at work, and I thought it's a pretty damn interesting stick just to be down there in the ground with nothing but some rocks. Coincidentally, these kind of rocks. It didn't have a rock in it, but when I found it, but I don't really see that being a natural growth pattern either. You know, you tell me, that might be a stick. I don't know, but same thing here. Dug this guy up. I think it's a spear thrower. I think it probably was maybe a dual purpose tool. It probably had a stone in there as an axe, and spear thrower on this side. And you can see how the wood has been altered on this. And see those, how it kind of laps over. The two little, that, when I dug it up, it was like that. You know, it's a really questionable piece, I think. And I dug that about 8 foot out of the ground. This came from just north of Frankfurt. So this one here I found in a driftwood pile. I think when the banks wash out, a lot of times stuff ends up in driftwood piles, and there's, you know, wood that's sitting underwater, like buried in the sand, it's not going to rot either. And somebody'd have to convince me otherwise to say it's not a spear thrower. Like I say, same deal. You got a rest down here. You got a hook that looks a hell of a lot like a lot of atlatl hooks that you see, you know, in books and stuff like that. And this one right here, I bet my soul on it. And this one's really interesting. It's probably the most interesting piece of wood I've ever found. Just because, as I said before, pretty sure they were pruning trees to serve purposes. I think they were even placing rocks in some trees to let them grow over as a hafting system. Yeah, it sounds crazy to wait that long on a tool, but I mean, you see how much detail they put into the rocks. And, you know, to me, it's not out of the question that they were doing that. And I've seen a lot of pieces that kind of suggest that too. I found a lot of things that made me think that. But what's interesting about this is starting here, and you know, it's hollow, and you got hollow spot going from here to here. I don't know if that could have been for a banner stone, some kind of counterweight, whatever. Then you also got a hole right here, which coincidentally you got a bird looking head there. And I think there was probably like a forked stick stuck in there for a rest. Just my opinion, but All these will launch a spear. I mean, they will. You know, I've tried them. You know, I can't imagine, you know, coincidentally this stuff's just popping up. And like I say, when you're digging them out of the ground, you know that they've been there for a long time. Especially you're not digging in field dirt, you know, you're digging in hard clay, and you pop up on these things alongside rocks like those. You know, that's my assumption anyway. You can call me crazy if you want to. I don't give a shit. In my opinion, I got Adelanto spear throwers there that were preserved. I really think that's what I've got. And you know, I'd love to have these things radiocarbon dated. I looked into it, and first of all, I didn't really know, you know, that you shouldn't handle stuff like this, or I wouldn't have. And secondly, it's pretty damn expensive. But you know, these probably could have been dated. May still be able to, I don't know. But anyway, that's all I got for now. Everybody have a great day.